Hey everybody, what's going on? Alan here, and welcome back to the Gibson Garage Speed Shop, and thank you for all of my subscribers for hanging in there. It's the holidays and I know I haven't put a video out recently, but I've been here for like 8 years now. Trust me, I'm not going anywhere. It's just we had Thanksgiving, then everybody's getting sick. Like the two little ones got sick, and then I got sick. Then my oldest got sick, then my wife got sick, then somehow the two little ones got sick again. And you know, then it's Christmas and New Year's, right? And it's football season on top of all that. Of course, Raiders are sucking as usual. But it's okay, we're gonna see who goes to the playoffs this year. Who do you think it's gonna be? Is it Chiefs? And who? I don't know, let me know. What's your opinions down below in the comments. And then also, I just haven't had anything to do much. The cold weather too just makes me not even want to come out here, and I'm broke, so I don't have money to buy parts to finish like the motor swap I want to do. I need some motor mounts, and then I've decided that the best way for me to get that going in the pickup over there is to just find a manual transmission and forego the electronics of an automatic altogether. And manual's pretty awesome anyway. I miss one after my kid got his Jetta, which he's gone now all the time. Give him a car, you never see him again now. Doesn't even live here anymore. I don't know, but it's made me miss a manual. That thing is fun. But I've got a little bit of a project here anyways. Get me some cash to help pay the bills. This is an 09 Ford Focus with, what motor is it? 2.0. This has a 2.0, naturally aspirated. It is certified for sale as a ULEV, ultra low emissions vehicle. And we've got a leak somewhere. They was telling me it's the radiator, but after getting underneath and looking at it, it's dripping from like the plastic timing cover stuff off the engine, and not really so much on like below the radiator. So I'm wondering if it's the thermostat housing that's cracked and has been leaking one way or another, and not the radiator at all. But just in case, I picked up a radiator, the world's skinniest one core. And here is a thermostat housing with a sensor. There are two options, with or without. And hers, unfortunately for your wallet, is the one with a sensor. And then of course a new cap, gotta have a new cap. And fresh gallon of ready to use all purpose, it's universal. It's universal, it'll go in anything. The total fill on this is only 1.4, so I'm thinking I should need more than a gallon, hoping that the other 0.4 stays in the block and the radiator core, or the heater core. But first of all, from the videos I've watched, we're going to want to remove the grill so we can get access to the one bolt on each headlight right there, and inside there we remove the headlights. One, so we can get better access to the thermostat housing on this side. Two, we can get to a bracket that holds on the transmission cooler lines to the side of the radiator over here. And then everything's going to drop out the bottom after we remove some more plastic under there as well. Now check this headlight out. I don't know if this is common or if maybe too many people's butts have been leaning on it, you know, like, check me out, I'm posing on my car. I just made it crack a little more. That's okay. But this only has probably that one bolt holding it on left. This one's almost completely broken here. We're good here and here still though on this side. So, not my fault. I got the rubber on the old cap. It is split, in fact, right around there. And now we're going to take out these 4 clips, and I think that's all you need to pull this grill out. lift up, like some hooks or something. Okay, yeah, so just give it a firm tug as close as you can to those clips on bottom, because those are in there pretty tight. There we go. Now we can get to the bolts for each headlight there and there, which are not broken yet, and they can just slide out. These bolts don't have to come all the way out, it looks like. So uno, dos, tres. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I can't tell what's holding the bottom of this on. There's a little pin here you got to kind of lift up, and there should be one here too, but that one was already missing. And with this bolt completely gone, it should come out, but I think there's something else holding it in, obviously. So I'm going to take this bumper off, which is just 2 clips here, 3 on each side on the fender liners, and then might have to take off all those little like 7mm bolts underneath holding on that piece of splash guard. Well, with the radiator coming this way anyway, this splash guard's going to have to come out. What do we got? Fog lights. Forgot about the fog lights. Oh, I see. It's got to go up. I just got to yank hard up on it. Sure. Well, now you guys know. You don't have to take the bumper off, just yank up. Let's see if that works. It's like barely hanging on. Now I think this is doable. We've got the one screw or bolt right there, and that's the bracket for the transmission lines. And then on the front side, you got this one right there, and then you got the drain right below it, leading right down on top of that drip tray. So we need to get this drip tray out of the way first. There's no sense in covering that. And coolant. Then we'll drain it, and then you can get to the clips from the hose here. Still got to take out this headlight. One bolt. And then right here is what I'm talking about. You can see the style of clip it is right here. So if you just get that pry tool I had and separate it, should be doing all right. So I'm not even going to bother removing these top bolts. There's no sense in just creating a mess to clean up. But there is this one down here. It's still not broken for now. This one doesn't want to pop out. Now you got a pretty good shot of the thermostat in here. And you can see there's the sensor. There's hose number 1 and where are we at? There's hose number 2. And we can get to these clamps, looks like pretty easily through the headlight hole here. And we're going to get the splash guard off now. We got a 7mm bolt head right here on the back side. You turn the tire to get to it, or you can do it with a wrench. And you got a few more body panel clips And this thing should come out, and we'll have to remove this cradle, this metal piece right here. It's bolted up here and a couple up here, I think, or at least one up here. We might just let it swing kind of by the harness enough to get the radiator out, instead of like unpopping all of this harness and disconnecting the horn. We'll see if we can just get it out of the way enough. So it looks like these two bottom bolts are actually for the fan. One there and one over here. So we got to get this clip off here. Pry these guys out here. Oops, almost dropped that right on me. Oh, and we're not doing anything with that anymore. Oh yeah, piece of cake, eh? This side's even easier to get to from underneath. Those little mosquitoes are trying to get me. Oh, did I get it? I don't know. And the top of the fan just is slid into some hooks. So we'll just pull it out enough to clear the bottom. Oh, we got the hoses in the way. Maybe not all the way in the way. There we go. It's hanging us up over here. Oh, I see. There we go. Whoop. Bentley, start. Alright, I got the new radiator and the new thermostat. It's actually the one without the sensor in my case. There was a plug right next to it. Threw me off. Thought it was with, but it's not. Got the coolant. I got the tester kit to pressurize it. Make sure it was the radiator, because I saw a lot of wetness over by the water pump. But I think that's just oil leaking, because I definitely found a leak right here. That was bubbling up real good. So you see where it's white there, right in the seam. So the radiator's definitely got to be replaced regardless. And so when we'll swap that out, we'll hook the hoses back up and the thermostat housing as well. And we'll repressurize it and make sure it holds. Now before we can drop the cradle that's holding this in, we've got to separate the condenser from the radiator. And there's one here, 8 mil, and there's one on the other side as well. Okay, that separates that half. Oh, that's gonna take forever. Just enough room. All right. I found it. And this guy's pretty tight, so we just gotta wiggle it. There you go. Okay, that one's on there tight. No, not so much. Okay. So here's the trick. Holding it in place while removing the bolts. All right, here's a new one. We just got to swap some stuff over, like these plastic pieces, top and bottom, the rubber pieces here. These look like they're just fine. Yeah, that'll work. We got to get this hose off. We'll put it on after we get the radiator installed. It was a little looser than the original. And then there's not much left of this one, but we'll swap it over there anyways, just so people can't say, oh, he didn't do the plastics, instead of thinking why I didn't do the plastics, because they're broken. We gotta get the screwdriver up and over there. So the goal here now is to aim this for the upper bushings. Hold it in place. Oh, so hold it in place. Oh, hold on, actually, you gotta. I didn't scoop the, you just scoop the condenser up with it. Okay, now we'll push both of them up into the rubber bushings. There we go. Now, instead of putting the bushings on here because they just fall off, I got them sitting in this cross member already. Oh. Can be a little out of adjustment, but we got it. Oh, make sure you eat your Wheaties. These AC lines make it kind of hard. They want to force this thing down. And my arms are dead. I just put those other two bolts in. Make sure everything's right, which it seems like it is, but I'll double check, make sure the lines are kinked for the AC. And these guys are sitting good. Alright, so these are some 8 mils, I believe. And there's 3 of them. 2 on top, 1 on the bottom right. And here they are. Now the one with the sensor would have, it'd be obvious. There's a big boss coming off of here and the sensor plug-in coming off of here with, you know, the sensor of course sticking out the backside. So mine doesn't have that. I just got to transfer this hose over. Another thing is, look at the size of this compared to the size of that. So I don't know if there's like the factory brand would get you the right size, if there's another brand that would get you the right size, but should still plug and play. Oh, that stayed collapsed. Okay, I set the pressure gauge up, or the pressure tester up. Got some soapy water. I went around and I'm spraying the usual spots, the connections here and both ends of the hose and the thermostat housing with the flashlight. And I don't see any bubbles, and it's also holding right in between 16 and 17 pounds. And it's been that way for at least 2 minutes now. Okay, so now it's just reverse of how you took it apart. I got the 2 little screws for the lines on this side, the AC condenser, and then the actual AC condenser on this side. and it's sticking in the fan assembly from underneath, putting those 2 bolts in, and then we got to put on the bumper. Alright, so like I said earlier, this is only 1.4 gallons total. At least that's what they told me. So I just got a gallon of ready to go. Hoping that I didn't lose more than that. And since I pressure tested it, I know there's no leaks, so I don't gotta worry or bother looking around. Oh, now we're slowing down. Okay. Now we're going to start the car, let it warm up while I put on the bumper and stuff. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, that's cute. Well, I just broke a hose somehow. I just broke this hose. That was going over here to the thermostat. Oh my god. Okay, so I don't remember exactly where I left off with this job. It's been a week. The new part is in, sliding in the fan, and I broke this plastic hose right here, and that has a T that goes up to that rubber hose to that metal pipe, and I just pushed a little too hard and it said snap, busted that T right off, coolant all over the ground. What a waste. So now we've got the new part in, and they are making them out of metal now. Yep, that sounds like metal. And probably because everybody's breaking these, right? So we'll get this in and then continue on with filling it back up with coolant and running it until it gets warm. Alright, that's gonna do it. Started the car and it's pumping more air out of the system. It's still cold, so we gotta wait for that to warm up and open the thermostat and get the rest of it out of there. Of course, you want to have your heater on all the way to red and the fan just on the first notch, lowest setting, and make sure you get all the air out of that system too. And Bob's your uncle. But I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell to see there's like 2 more videos on this and a bunch of other videos on my truck and Suburban and Magnum and all kinds of stuff. Until next time, guys, peace.